bought your food, I bought your drinks. I was that shoulder when you felt hurt. Not for the same thing to return, only cause I saw you yearn for true friendship, endless love, a person that could pick you up when you feel lost.
There you are.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Lovely to meet you. Hello, hello.
Yeah, it was after seeing all the pictures on your single covers, I wasn't sure which version of you I was going to get today.
It's this one today.
Are you in Brighton?
Yeah, I'm in Brighton at the moment. I work at a rehearsal studio, so I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. I love Brighton. I have a bit of history there. I'm actually in Canada, and my wife is Canadian, but she used to live in Brighton before we got together.
Ah, okay.
So we spent some time down there, and actually my best friend from school lives in Brighton still. So whenever I'm in the UK, I try and get down there. And I was actually down there in November. We went to a show at Chalk.
Lovely, yeah, I like that
venue. Great venue.
Yeah.
And I've been to the Great Escape Festival there, which I know you played last year, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a cool place, Brighton. It is.
Yeah, it's got a good vibe and a good music scene, obviously.
Definitely, yeah.
Do you feel a part of that music scene now?
Yeah. It's the reason why I moved to Brighton, for the music, and I've been here for almost 7 years now. So and I feel part of it, definitely.
Yeah, good place for collaborations.
Also, there are a lot of different musicians. It's where I found my band. There is we've got a university here called BIM, and that is kind of like attracting all the musicians. So you've got loads of different people here as well. Yeah.
Okay, so originally you're from the Netherlands.
I am. Yeah.
Is that where you were before Brighton? You came to Brighton from there?
Yeah. Lived there my whole life.
Okay, so talk to me about growing up there, and when did music become something that was not just on the radio, but was something that was more important in your life?
I think it's always been important in my life, just because my dad, he was a musician, so music was always in our house. But it was after I traveled for a year when I was 18, and I was like, I would just like to do something with music. And that's where kind of that journey started. And I got rejected at a lot of different universities, music colleges in the Netherlands. And then after 3 years of trying, I thought maybe I need to go somewhere else. And that's when I moved to Brighton, because they accepted me here. Yeah.
And had you been to Brighton before? It was a leap of faith?
No, I just went to an open day in Brighton and an open day in London, and I walked into Brighton and it just felt like home. So the easy decision.
Nice. Did you grow up by the sea if it felt like home?
No, not even that. No, it's just, I think the people, it's quite quirky. I think that's more it. If there's I feel like people are quite open-minded, and that's something that attracts me. Yeah.
So you mentioned your dad was a musician. What kind of stuff was he doing?
Well, it's a shame because he passed away when I was quite young, so 7 years old. Okay. But he was a singer and a conga player. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. What about your mum? Was she involved at all?
My mom just took me to and still does, to every concert. She's like, Kymara, I've got tickets for Alabama Shakes. I've got tickets for D'Angelo. I've got tickets. So she's taken me everywhere. I've seen so many, and I love live performances, I think because of my mom. So that's definitely a huge influence, just her taking me everywhere. Yeah.
Alabama Shakes and D'Angelo, quite different. Does she have a very eclectic music taste?
Yeah, it's different, but for me, it's also quite similar. It's just music that really comes from the heart, and they're very unique they're just unique artists. And for me, that makes them quite similar. For me, they're all in the same category, if that makes sense. Yeah.
And very soulful as well.
I like soulful music. Yeah, I do.
I can tell.
Yeah.
So your music is very soulful. Like part of the reason I wanted to talk to you is because, you know, everything that I've heard so far, I love. It's very soulful. It's very eclectic, both musically and lyrically. So do you remember like writing your first song?
Yeah, definitely. Because it's only, say, 4 years ago that I wrote my first song, because I had sang a lot of covers and just kind of figuring out what is the music that I would like to write myself. And then I had to ask someone, like, how do you write a song, like chorus, verse, like how does it work? And then someone explained it to me, and I just started exploring and trying to find what is it that I want to share, what is it that I want to write down. So yeah, that's 4 years ago.
So what was the first song you wrote? Is that one that you released?
It is, well, we just released a live version of it. It's called Walk Tall Woman.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
hang on, that was the first song that you wrote? That's amazing for a first song.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's the first, with a couple of others, Unconscious Happiness and You. Yeah, there were like 5 songs.
Wow, so you're off to a good start.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know.
and then already you can call yourself award-winning as well.
Oh yeah.
So talk to me about that award. Like it seems like a pretty cool award and something that is gonna like give you like a little bit of extra exposure.
Yeah, definitely. It's even like the people that we met, like Yolanda Brown. She's an amazing musician. And it was very cool. We just had to play a song and tell them, there was a jury of people from Spotify and BBC, and we had to tell them, what is it that you want to do with this award, with this money, with the next couple of years. And I think for me, because I have such a clear plan, that came across. And yeah, they just gave us the opportunity to go into the studio, record some more music, and meet a lot of other really good musicians from different parts of the UK. So yeah, that was just an amazing experience.
But you don't just win because of telling them your plan. The music counts as well, I'm sure.
And we did sing a song, and then after that I took my band. We had a kind of an audition where it was just me and the guitarist playing a track. And then after that we celebrated it, and I took my band there and we performed for like a whole crowd. And yeah, they clearly liked the music as well.
Okay, so when you were talking to them and telling them your plan, what's in your plan? What's your end goal with all this?
I don't think I have an end goal. I hope there is not an end goal. But for me, for the next coming years, is just to write as much music as possible, because it's only, like what I said, 4 years ago that I started. So I feel like there's still so much to learn and there's so much to explore. So it's writing more music, staying together, hopefully with this band that I have. Like I've got a 7-piece band that have been there for the last 4 years, and we just have a lot of fun. So I hope that stays. And then just doing shows and festivals and just get there all over the world. That's the plan. It's what every musician wants, I think. But yeah.
So just world domination. That's
just world domination. Like nothing more, nothing less.
Okay. Well, we've put it out into the universe now. It's just a matter of time. Yeah. You're already off to a good start. So talk to me about obviously your dad, sadly lost him early on, but he obviously had a big impact on your life. So that's continuing. And then your mom's taking you to all these shows and introducing you to music. What music reminds you of your childhood the most?
El Green reminds me a lot of my childhood. Marvin Gaye reminds me a lot of my childhood, but also Janis Joplin reminds me a lot of my childhood. It's more just like my parents just singing music at each other, like listening to it together as a family, then singing it to each other. Yeah, that's my childhood and the music that reminds me of my childhood. I like that question.
Sitting in the back seat of the car, listening to music.
Yeah, or my dad standing in the kitchen and singing all of these songs to me, and me just sitting there and taking it all in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously infiltrated into you.
Yeah, definitely.
And did you ever have a rebellious phase where you kind of started listening to music that your parents hated?
No,
You didn't
and I
get
also don't think my parents would hate that much. Like, for example, my uncle, he is more into the punk rock scene, and it's also what I listen to. Not that I really can recall any names, but it's just like hearing it. And never especially my mom, she also loves everything. So no, they would have been like Kymara. I don't think I would have made a big impact to come with music, because I wouldn't really do anything to them. Yeah.
when you're playing live, you mentioned you got this amazing band.
Yeah.
What makes for a great show for you?
Well, when the band is feeling good, when they're feeling excited, when there's just a lot of energy. It doesn't have to be like very hyped and everyone's screaming, but when people are interacting and listening, like we've done some, I don't know if you have them in Canada as well, but sofa sounds.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we've done many of those in Brighton, but also in London. I like how intimate it is and how everyone is just sitting and taking it all in. But then a couple of weeks ago, we did one at the old market, and everyone was just screaming and shouting, and that's also what I think I just love to feel when people are there, taking it in, listening, vibing with it. That's what I love the most. Yeah.
So
And I feed off that as well. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you've done a few covers. You mentioned that you kind of started off doing some covers. You've done this Frank Ocean cover, which is very cool.
Yeah. Thanks.
Is there any covers that you're thinking about tackling that we haven't heard yet?
One of my guitarists, he sent me a track of Talking Heads. Because after we watched the documentary, so I think that's going to be the next one.
Cool, that's very different again.
Yeah. Why not? I think we definitely need to do things like that. It's important.
Yeah, I love it. Do you know what song it is?
No, I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah.
Okay, I can like I know that you like movement.
Yeah,
I do. And a Talking Heads track would definitely encourage that, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, so I look forward to hearing that.
Yeah.
What about who's behind the scenes with the recording of the music? Are you working with specific producers or people like that?
Well, the last project and songs that we released, we didn't. But now we've been working with a producer called, his name is The Purist, and he is very much in the hip hop scene. But yeah, he's been involved. We're gonna release a single in June. He's been involved with that, and also with the new material that we're writing.
Has his hip hop influence kind of filtered into what you're going to be doing next, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's been more now that he comes into our rehearsals. We rehearse the place where I am now. We rehearse here twice a week, and he just comes into the rehearsals, and he sits there more in the background, but sometimes he adds something. He's like, I feel like it's missing this. This is perfect. So it's more that his ear, and because it's influenced by hip hop so much, maybe you will hear it in our music. But yeah, it's just more him being here and just hearing our music as an outsider.
So what is your process to get to a song? How do you start and how do you get to the end of a song?
Every song has been very different. For those first songs that I wrote, it was me sitting behind the piano. I don't play piano, so it was just me figuring out how I wrote Walk Tall Women, for example, or Unconscious Happiness, and giving it to the band. And now, because we're so used to each other, it's us being in a room, and after a rehearsal of rehearsing towards a gig, we just jam together, and that's how we create songs. And then I go home and I record everything, and I'm like, I like this, I don't like this, we should add this. And then that's how we kind of write a song and try to finish a song. It's long.
And lyrically, like I mentioned earlier, that your lyrics are quite different from song to song. Like some are very personal, some are a bit more fun. Is that something you think is important, to keep it eclectic and keep it varied?
Yeah, I can't always go to these like deeper feelings. It's when I feel like it, when I really want to say it, and I don't say those things because I feel like I have to. It's because I kind of need to. So yeah, sometimes it will be like that, and sometimes it will be much lighter and sweeter and yeah, I feel like that's also just life. Sometimes you have really deep conversations. Sometimes it's about nothing, and it's what you need because you need that balance.
So talk to me about You Don't Know Me.
Mm.
Where were you when you wrote that, and how did that start?
I was very upset. And I was angry.
I guessed.
Yeah. I just felt really disappointed in friendships and also maybe in myself. Like, why are you kind of giving so much or letting that person do that to you? So within that emotion, I wrote the song. Like there's like in the bridge, I say, move out of my way, like get away. But it's fun because every time I sing it now, I feel different towards it. And now to the point where I almost feel like, yeah, no, it's good that that friendship happened. That needs to happen. We need to have those kind of friendship, those kind of relationship. Everyone is different, of course, but you learn something from it, hopefully. And then the next time you see the red flags, or yeah, you can just say something about it when something is not feeling right instead of just letting it happen.
Does the person you wrote it about know that you wrote the song about them?
No.
It's history.
It's history. Yeah.
But now you have to relive it every time you sing it.
Yeah, but I don't mind because every time I feel something different, or I don't even always think about that person. Sometimes it's a conversation that I've had before with someone else, and I sing it about that conversation. It's not always that same person that comes back to mind. That would have been a bit tiring. No.
Yeah. If you could go on tour with one artist, like as the opener, and you think it would be like a good opportunity for you, but also that their fans would love your stuff.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, and you can think as big as you like or as small as you like, whatever.
Yeah.
Who do you think you would choose?
I have been thinking a lot about that recently, actually. But I think now with how our songs sound and what I'm feeling, I think the Black Pumas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be a very good match.
Yeah, amazing band.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
amazing.
so like I'm getting that you're like your obviously we know you like an eclectic mix, but you seem to be drawn a little bit to that sort of southern blues kind of vibe as well. You
Yeah,
mentioned Alabama Shakes and now Black Pumas.
yeah.
Like I like the fact that maybe you're going to draw from that as well as like the soul and R&B kind of stuff that you got into in your music and mix that all together to create something.
That's the plan. And I just really like the band. I like a band. So I like the energy that a band brings. I love how everyone is different in a band and brings their own story, their own sound. And that's something that I see in the Black Pumas. That's something that I see with now Brittany Howard and her band. That's what I see with Leon Bridges. Like there's clear, like there's a forefront person, but there is a band that's kind of like keeping it all together and making the sound. Yeah, so that's really the music that I like, and I also think that we could support.
Yeah, me too. I saw Leon Bridges here in Montreal.
Oh,
he had. I'm going to mess up their name. Krungabin is how you say it.
Yeah. I always mess up that name. Yeah.
Yeah. They were opening for him as well. So it was a really cool show.
Oh wow, yeah, I've seen him like 2 or 3 times now. First, really small at North Sea Jazz Festival in Rotterdam in the Netherlands, and he was just on a small stage. And then a couple of years later in Tivoli, that's a venue in Utrecht, and you could see also that difference in his confidence and doing all of these shows. And I love to see that. So yeah, he's amazing.
And what about other new artists? Is there other new artists that are exciting you at the moment?
Yeah, I really like Lil Sims. She's from the UK. She's a rapper.
Yeah, I love her. She was meant to be coming to Montreal as well, but she cancelled because the touring costs for artists like that are just so crazy right now that she couldn't make it work. So I haven't seen her yet, but fingers crossed.
Yeah, I read about that. Yeah, so she is just also her latest album, very inspirational. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually prefer the latest album to the one that won the Mercury.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This one's my favorite, I think.
Yeah. I love the track Gorillas. I don't know if you know them.
And anybody else that we might not have heard of? Anybody from Brighton that you want to shout out?
Oh,
Putting you on the spot now.
yeah. But there are so many different bands that are so good. That's more neo soul. They're called Jakul. They're really good. Um, and there is a keyboard player that is also releasing his solo stuff, and his name is Ollie House. He's really good as well.
Ollie House.
There's so many good artists and bands in Brighton.
I have to show you something. Just 1 second. What I have right here by my do you know
The record shop.
the record store in Brighton, yeah.
Hey, I was there the other day. I bought a book from do you know Odetta, the singer?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought a book not the other day, like a month ago, because I finished the book. So good. Also so sad.
Nice. Yeah, it's a cool store.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
We've got a couple more live recordings that they're coming out. We've got a single that's coming out. We are playing a couple festivals in the Netherlands. We are playing at a venue called Paradiso. It's in Amsterdam.
I've played there.
Really?
I used to be a DJ, and I
wow.
DJ'd at Paradiso. It's quite a legendary place, that.
Oh wow, yeah, it's so cool there.
Yeah.
So that was really on my my friend reminded me the other day that was actually on my to-do list, and I forgot about it again. It's just like, you always said that you would like to play Paradiso and do this, and I was like, oh yeah, and it's happening. So we're headlining there, the small room though. And we are just writing a lot of music, so I just want to finish that and just get it all out.
Yeah, it sounds like an exciting time for you.
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for you as well, so I wish you all the best with it all.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure it's going to be a great journey, and thank you for spending some time chatting with me.
And
hopefully I'll catch you live at some point, maybe in Brighton next time.
Yeah, or I can come to you.
Anytime. Just let me know.
Okay. Yeah, have a lovely day.
Okay, thanks so much. Bye for now.
Ciao, bye.
You don't know me. You don't